Most people think they're decent drivers, and honestly, most of them are wrong. Not because they're reckless or speed through red lights, but because of 13 completely normal habits they do every single day without thinking twice. Things that feel totally fine in the moment, maybe even smart, but are slowly cooking the most expensive component in your car. We're talking habits so common that mechanics see the damage from them constantly, and the repair bills that follow are brutal. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll never look at your gear selector the same way again. Before we move on, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel and like the video. Number 1. Shifting from drive to reverse without stopping. You overshoot a parking spot, so you yank the selector into reverse while the car is still creeping forward. Takes half a second, feels like nothing, and you've done it 100 times without anything going wrong. What's actually happening inside the transmission is pretty rough though. The output shaft is still spinning forward, the fluid is pressurized in that direction, and you just told the valve body to flip everything instantly the other way. The transmission doesn't absorb that impact. The clutch packs do, and those are stacks of friction plates that weren't built for shock loading like that. Transmission rebuilders consistently report that premature clutch pack failure traces back to exactly this habit, repeated over thousands of parking maneuvers. Stop completely first. Number 2. Putting the car in park before fully stopping. That clunk you hear when you shift into park a half second too early isn't just a sound. It's the parking pile dropping hard into the output gear notch while the car still wants to roll forward. The parking pile is a small metal pin, roughly thumb-sized, and its only job is to lock the transmission when the car stops. When the car is still moving, even at a crawl, that pin catches the edge of the notch instead of sitting cleanly into it, and the entire weight of the vehicle tries to keep rolling against it. AMCO and other transmission specialists point out that parking pile damage often goes undetected until the car rolls away unexpectedly on a slope. Engage the emergency brake before shifting into park every time, because the brake system is built to carry the vehicle's weight, and the parking pile simply isn't. Number 3. Coasting in neutral while driving. Somebody told you years ago that coasting downhill in neutral saves fuel, and it sounds logical enough that you never questioned it. No load on the engine, less gas burned, right? Except modern fuel-injected engines actually cut fuel delivery close to zero when you're in gear and lifting off the throttle, because the drivetrain's momentum keeps the engine spinning without needing the injectors. Shift to neutral, and the engine has to idle on its own, so it burns more fuel, not less. The transmission problem is separate. Every time you shift back to drive, the hydraulic circuit spikes in pressure to re-engage the torque converter, and those repeated spikes wear the seals and clutch packs over time. Number 4. Revving the engine before shifting into gear. Long downhill, steady foot on the brake the whole way down. Feels like the right call, but your rotors are building heat the entire time, and brake fade is a real thing where the pads get so hot they basically stop gripping. You can lose most of your stopping power right at the bottom where you actually need it. What most drivers don't do is downshift to a lower gear and let the engine help slow the car. The torque converter and gear set resist wheel rotation when you're in a lower gear, and that heat goes into the transmission fluid, which the cooling system actively pulls away. Brake heat just bakes into the rotors with nowhere to go. Number 5. Riding the brakes downhill constantly. Some manufacturers stamp lifetime fluid on the owner's manual, and a lot of people take that literally, which is an expensive mistake. Transmission fluid controls every gear shift hydraulically, lubricates every moving part inside the transmission, and carries heat away from the clutch packs all at the same time. As it degrades, it does all of those jobs worse. The viscosity drops, the anti-wear additives break down, and the fluid starts suspending tiny wear particles instead of flushing them out. Those particles gum up the valve body solenoids. The clutch packs run hotter, and the seals start cracking from chemical exposure. Fresh fluid costs $100 to $200. A rebuilt transmission costs $2 billion. Number 6. Ignoring transmission fluid changes. 2-foot driving feels like faster reaction time, so a lot of people genuinely think they're being safer. They're not. When your left foot rests on the brake pedal with even light pressure, the pads drag against the rotors continuously, and the torque converter is still pushing the car forward against that resistance. The transmission fluid absorbs all that wasted energy as heat. The clutch pack slips slightly to compensate, and the whole drivetrain works harder than it needs to just to maintain normal speed. Do that for years, and the clutch pack wear adds up fast. There's also a panic problem. If your left foot lives near the brake, you're more likely to mash both pedals simultaneously in an emergency, and that torque overload can trigger unintended acceleration in some vehicles. Number 7. Using 2 feet to drive. Brake plus accelerator. Shifting to neutral at a red light feels like the smart move, like you're giving the transmission a little break while you wait. But in drive, the torque converter is just sitting in a steady stall, spinning on the engine side while the brakes hold the output side still. The fluid is warm, the system is pressurized, and nothing is slipping. It's actually a pretty relaxed state for the transmission. Every time you shift to neutral and back to drive, the valve body solenoids actuate, the clutch packs engage and disengage, and the hydraulic circuit cycles through pressure changes twice for zero driving benefit. Solenoids and valve body components have a finite number of actuation cycles in them, and you're burning through them at every single red light. Number 8. Shifting to neutral at traffic lights. It's just a little over the rated capacity, just a short trip, totally fine. That reasoning has ended a lot of transmissions. Tow ratings exist because the transmission cooler built into the radiator gets sized for a specific maximum load, and once you go over that, it can't pull heat out fast enough. Under normal driving, transmission fluid runs between 175 and 200 degrees. Hook up a heavy trailer on a warm day with some hills, and that temperature can hit 300 degrees or higher, where most fluids start breaking down fast, and 350 degrees where the clutch packs start glazing. Fleet vehicle studies found that every 20-degree increase above the optimal range roughly halves fluid life. Number 9. Towing beyond the car's rated capacity. Unlike engine oil, transmission fluid doesn't burn off, so if the level is low, there's a leak somewhere and the transmission is already running short. Automatic transmissions run entirely on hydraulic pressure, so when the fluid level drops, the pump starts pulling air into the system along with fluid. Air compresses, fluid doesn't, so the pressure needed to engage clutch packs and move pistons becomes inconsistent. Shifts get erratic. Parts that depend on a fluid film for lubrication start grinding metal on metal, and the smaller volume of remaining fluid absorbs the same amount of heat, so temperatures spike much faster than normal. A small seal replacement runs $200 to $400. Ignoring the leak turns it into a full rebuild. Number 10. Driving with low transmission fluid. Grabbing the selector and yanking it from drive down to second while you're rolling at speed feels like a legitimate way to slow down, and in older automatics, it mostly was. Modern transmissions have a control unit watching every shift input, and when you force a downshift at the wrong speed, it either blocks the request or goes along with it and lets the RPM spike hard. That spike sends a shock through the torque converter, the clutch packs, and the drive shaft. Do it repeatedly, and you get the same clutch pack wear and fluid contamination as shifting into reverse while rolling. Shops with diagnostic equipment can actually pull a logged history of every harsh or out-of-range shift event from the transmission control unit. Number 11. Switching gears while the car is moving. Resting your hand on the gear selector feels like nothing, because you're not actually shifting anything, just letting your hand sit there while you drive. But the selector connects through a linkage directly to the detent mechanism and the valve body selector components. And it doesn't take much force to create constant low-level friction against those parts. The selector is spring-loaded to hold position, so your hand is quietly working against that spring the whole time. Over thousands of miles, the detent notches wear down, the shift forks lose their precision, and shifts start feeling vague and loose. Manual transmission drivers get warned about this constantly. Automatic drivers mostly never find out until the damage is already done. Number 12. Resting your hand on the gear selector. The warning light flickers on. The shifts feel a little rough. There's a shudder at highway speed, and you make a mental note to get it checked sometime. That shudder is usually the torque converter clutch slipping. Hard shifts mean the clutch packs or solenoids are already struggling, A pause before the car moves after shifting into drive means fluid pressure is low or a clutch is worn through. Each symptom feeds the next one, because a slipping clutch generates heat and friction material. That material contaminates the fluid, and contaminated fluid then grinds through the solenoids and valve body. Transmission specialists put the difference between a $400 solenoid fix and a $3,500 rebuild down to one thing: how long you waited. Number 13. Ignoring transmission warning signs. Every single habit in this video comes down to heat and friction working on parts that can't fix themselves between drives. The damage doesn't reset when you get home. It just sits there, adding up quietly, until the repair bill shows up. Stop completely before shifting. Use the emergency brake. Change the fluid on schedule. Keep your hand on the wheel. None of that costs anything, and it's the difference between a transmission lasting 200,000 miles and one that quits at 90,000. Don't forget to subscribe, because the next video covers what your engine is already trying to tell you before it fails.